A very good morning to you all, students. How are you all? I hope that yesterday lecture was clear to you because this chapter is only based on history. That we can say that in historical type we are going to study this chapter. That is, yesterday we did about natural synthetic fibers, what are fibers, why the clothes are important for us. Same way, today's chapter topics will be what is cotton, how we obtain cotton, how what are the climatic conditions necessary for cotton. Same way, what are the uses of cotton. In that way, we are going to read about again on jute, why the jute is important for us, how we are just obtaining jute, by which processes or which processes are used for obtaining cotton and jute, uses of jute, etc. These all will be the highlights of our chapter for today. So don't be get bored with the chapter because it is a chapter which make you understand about the how previously we have received such things. So first one is cotton. Now we are going to study about cotton. Cotton is the most extensive used plant fiber. It is a soft white colored fiber that grows around the seeds in the fruit called ball of the cotton plant. I think maybe many have you seen the cotton plants like way they are used to see. They used to look after like that when they used to burst the balls from the balls which are going to burst. They look like white, we can say, the place where the cotton plant used to grow. If it bursts and it's time to overthrow, so the area looks like a snow. Maybe I will be just giving attaching a pic of that cotton plant. You will be looking after at the end of the chapter. Cotton plant is a shrub. That means their time period. Shrub, you have already read about herb, shrubs and trees. So in which condition shrubs comes? Shrubs are that they used to live about we can say near about 6 to 7 months. So this is the lifetime of a plant. India is the world's second largest producer of cotton after China. In India, the main cotton producing states are Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat and Rajasthan. So these are the most leading country of this. Cotton grows well in warm climate and moderate rainfall. The crops grows well in black and alluvial soil. That means these are the countries where we can see in abundant cottons. And what are the main important climatic conditions we need? That according to the climate, it must be a warm and moderate rainfall, means a little bit rainfall is needed and a warm climate must be there. Like that, now the season is there for the growth of a cotton plant, and the crop grows well in black and alluvial soil. So about many other alluvial soils we are going to read about in other chapters of this for this session only, but now at present just read out that what is important for the cotton. Now the next comes is the how is cotton obtained. Now how is cotton that is necessary, because until the cotton is obtained, how you are going to make it yarns or we can say threads, and out of the threads how you can prepare a cloth. So the plants of cotton take about 2.5 months after its sowing. Sowing means to germinate. Until we germinate the seeds of this or sow the seeds in the ground, so how can it be possible for the plants to grow up? Means it takes 2.5 months to complete for a complete cotton plants to grow. After that they bears white or yellowish types flowers which is obtained, and from there the cotton is obtained from the small green fruit called the cotton ball. Cotton ball means that is looking like of a ball, and it is a small and green in color. The ball has seeds inside which are surrounded by cotton fibers. We know that the ball which is inside it, cottons are there, some seeds are also present, and we used to remove that seeds. What we are going to read about in later on. When these cotton balls are mature, they burst open and expose the raw cotton fibers. Then fibers collect all cotton fibers manually. That means what happened when the cotton balls are mature? Mature means they up till come to the end part, that now they are ready for making yarns and threads. We can collect them. At that period they burst automatically, and the farmers who are just sowing and looking after them, they used to collect them manually. What happens after when they collect it manually? As they collect it manually, they takes them, and after this the fibers are sent for ginning, where the fibers are separated from the seeds. Ginning is that process in which the fibers are going to be separated with the help of strong air currents. This separation process is completed. So how it is possible? Means with the force of a high pressure of air, if you are providing them, the seeds being heavier in comparison to cotton, they used to remove automatically. In that way, separation of seeds from the balls, cotton balls, has been done. The flower fibers are cleaned and made into long thread like strands. The fibers are spun. Spun, don't confuse over here. Spun is just a plural of spin. Spin, you know, घुमाना, isn't it? We used to say ना घुमाना, किसी तरह से processing करना. That we can say the fibers are spun under spinning machines to form cotton yarns. That means that cotton balls which we have separated from the cotton balls, that cottons are then spun under the spinning machines to form cotton yarns, that is the threads. Until these threads are prepared from this fiber, we won't be able to make dresses or whatever which type of clothes we want out of cotton, we won't be able to make. मतलब तो यही है ना, इस फाइबर को जब हम कॉटन बॉल से निकालते हैं, अब उसके बाद क्या होता है, उसको फ्रेश करने के बाद में स्पिनिंग मशीन्स में दिया जाता है, जिससे क्या वो थ्रेड धागे बन सके. उन धागों को फिर बाद में हम अलग बाय डिफरेंट प्रोसेसेस वी कैन से उनको थ्रू हम लोग क्लोथ्स और वॉट एवर टाइप ऑफ यूजेस वी वॉन्ट वी कैन प्रिपेयर, and what are the uses we can going to read about in the next page. Now the comes. This process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning, and yarn is then made into cotton fabrics by weaving. Now what happens? The process through which we have made cotton yarns, that is called spinning. But now we are going to prepare fabric, cotton fabric out of that cotton yarn. That process is called weaving. कहने का मतलब ये है, जिसमें फाइबर कॉटन बॉल से जो रुई निकलती है, उस रुई से हमने धागे तो बना लिए, पर जिस धागों से अब हम कपड़े बुनेंगे, एक रेडीमेड कपड़ा तैयार करेंगे कॉटन का, दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड वेविंग. नाउ व्हाट इज वेविंग वी आर गोइंग टू रीड afterwards. First, spinning. Spinning, you know, that was earlier done by a simple hand spindle called takli or a spinning wheel called charkha. Nowadays spinning on a large scale is done by machines. So the word spinning or by the chakra, are you getting into your mind something? Is it striking? कुछ याद आ रहा है चरखा वर्ड से? The word, this charkha is associated with which leader? Our freedom fighter, you know? Anybody can guess? Okay, I am telling you. महात्मा गांधी. महात्मा गांधी को आप जानते हो ना? He was the only one to make threads out of that fibers, and he used to spin on a charkha. You have seen also, and it will be easier for you also. Today with this my video, I have attached a video also that can make you understand how that process are going on and who are using in the form way you can get each and everything. After the completion of this lecture, there will be a small video out of 4 or 5 minutes that will take you to the past, how this jute and cottons are prepared. So this is a spinning. Now after spinning, the word comes weaving. What does the weaving means? The next is weaving. Weaving is the oldest method of using yarn to make fabric. The cotton threads are woven into a cloth on a loom. The looms could be hand operated hand loom or machine operated power loom. The process of interlocking two sets of yarns at right angles to make a fabric is called weaving. So weaving is what? It's just a process of making yarns into fabrics on a hand loom or on a operated machine. Because what happened, as the days passed, previously the farmers, or we can say people, used to make by hands. They used to prepare on the hand looms. That is also an important part. But being as a time passed on, day by day, our world is just getting over and over new generations. So according to that, many machines now are available, and due to that, it process become a simpler under we can say under observations. So what's the process? It's just a process of making yarn into a fabric with wrap and weft. This is the word wrap and weft are coming because what happens, wrap is a set of yarns which are interlocked at right angles or perpendicular tightly to hold the wrap, and weft is only a single yarn which is going over and under of the wrap, so that a new type of or a new way is just creating to form a fabric out of the fibers. So this is a weaving method we have discussed. To explain it more, I have attached a pic of weaving method just at the end of the lecture, so it will be easier for you also to see how previously the weaving method was going on in our country. The next comes in knitting. It's knitting, not K knitting. So here the K word is silent. So it's knitting. Only a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. This can also be done by hands or by knitting or by using knitting needles or by using machines. The same thing previously, when there is no availability of machines, the people used to work out with the knitting needles. But being as a generation occurs, knitting was also done on machines. A series of interlocks or loops is made in the yarn to form a fabric. Knitted fabrics have more elasticity. So knitted fabrics have a more elasticity. They are easily to handle. So what happens? The same in knitting, only a single yarn is used, but day by day as it comes, we can use a series of interlocks and loops in the yarns to make it easier, and it's easier for us to do. Next there comes uses of cotton. Cotton fabrics are used to make shirts, t-shirts, towels, suits, jeans, etc. Cotton pads are used in hospitals. Cotton is used in filler in mattresses and pillows. So these all are the uses of cottons that we are going to see around us. All these are clear to you, but what is this filler? Filler is just that cotton, like that we can say in pillows and our mattresses, the cottons which are stuffed, that is called the feeler. And it's clear that out of this, these are the main uses which are we are going to see. Now the next topic comes is of jute. What is jute? What does the jute means? From where it comes from? All this we are going to read about. Jute is the second most popular fiber after cotton. It is cheaper than other natural fibers. Cheaper means it is less cost, or we can say it is a lesser, means we can find the cost is not so much for it. We don't have to pay much for the jute. Its fibers are long and shiny and can be spun into coarse and strong threads. Jute is also known as golden fiber. Fibers are present in the outer part of the stem. So this is a conditions for these are the conditions which shows that how the jute is important for us. What are the main things about jute we can know? That they are present in the stems of the fiber, and what happens or what we should do with the jute fibers when they are obtained. Now the next comes climatic conditions. So climatic conditions prevails. What are the best way to obtain climates? When to show that fibers so that we can get jutes on time. Jutes grow best in warm and humid climate with plenty of rainfall. Jute plants grow best in loamy soil. We know that for the cotton we have read that black and alluvial soil was best for the growth of cotton, and here loamy soil is best for the growth of jute. In India, jute is grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. These are the three main countries where we can find this climatic conditions prevails for the growth of jute. The plant grows to a height of 3 to 4 meters and bears yellow flowers. It takes 5 to 6 months for the plant to get ready for harvesting. Means within 6 or 5 to 6 months they are ready for harvesting, and as they are ready for harvesting, then what we are doing, we are going to read more in the process that when be done by the retting process. So what happens, these are the conditions we needs for the growth of jute plants, and where they are we are just finds them jute plant in abundance, and what bears means within the 3 or 4 meters height they bears in yellow flowers, which shows that they are getting day by day ready for harvesting. Now how the jute is obtained from the plant? Retting. Once the jute crop is ready for harvesting, it is cut very close to the ground. The plants are left in the fields for a few days to let the leaves fall off. Means after 5 or 6 months, when the jute plants is ready to cut, then they are cut out of the ground close to it and just leave there until their leaves fall off. The stems of the cut plants are tied in bundles and immersed in water for 3 to 4 weeks. That means when the stems are cut, the leaves are off, they are tied together in the form of a bundles and left in the water for near about 3 to 4 weeks, so that they can soak the stems. We can say the stem can soak the water properly inside them, and this process is called retting. On soaking, the tissues of the stem become soft and the fibers get separated. Now after soaking in water, this within 1 month, the stems become soft and the fibers are then separated from them, and the separated jute tissues fibers are removed by hand dried or woven into fabric. That means as they are separated from that jute fibers are separated from the stems, then separated by or removed by the hands, and they are then spun, or we can say woven, is tied up into the fabric, and out of that fabric what we are going to make. These are the important uses of jute, so that are it is used for making strong packaging material such as gunny bags, ropes, and etc. You know very well that gunny bags, we can say that गेहूं की बोरियां, the bori which is prepared, that is made up of jute fibers, like ropes, rassi. These are the things which are made out of jute. Then it is used for making carpets, handbags, etc. It is used as raw material in textile, non-textile and agricultural sectors, and it is used for making clothes, slippers, hats, etc. So these all are the uses which all the things we have seen here are prepared out of jute. These all are important things. Nowadays, you know that these all are the important that we see for the we used to take them in our daily life. Now, as I have completed today the second lecture, on this second lecture which I have explained you today, it can be also easily understood by my attachments which I have shown in the figure next in the video. So a figure is there for the process of weaving which can be understood by you easily, and next one is a video which shows how the cotton process and the jute is undergoes to form a fabric. Okay, so I hope so today which I have made you understand, it is clear to you all the processes that weaving, retting, knitting, spinning, all are important to revise and all are done. Thank you for today. But the next which I am going to see you, what is the assignment for you assigned. Just have a look for the assignment also.
Hello children, today we shall learn about cotton and jute. In our previous video, we learnt in general how a fabric is obtained from fiber. Let us now understand specifically how a cotton fabric is obtained. In India, cotton dresses are most common. Cotton cloth is light and allows air to come in, also absorbs sweat from our body. Cotton cloth can be dyed with any color easily and also easy to wash. Hence, cotton clothes are ideal for regular use in a warm climate of India. So let's find out how these cloths are made. We get cotton from the cotton plant. Cotton is harvested in warm climate with medium rainfall. It is sown between May and September months. The harvesting begins in October. Regarding the soil type, black soil found in western and southern India like Gujarat, Maharashtra is ideal for cotton plant. In northern India, the cotton plant grows well in alluvial soil in Punjab. When cotton fruits burst open after maturing, the seeds are covered with cotton fiber. The fibers are separated from seed in a very simple way. A person takes a big comb with wire like metal teeth and combs the cotton ball. The seeds get stuck in the comb and the fibers get separated. Nowadays machines are used for this purpose. So now we have a fiber. How will we get yarn from it? We learnt in our previous video, right? The process is spinning. The fibers spun together to make yarn. In Indian villages, a hand spindle or takli and a spinning wheel or charka are used for it. You know, our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, used to make yarn in a charka for his clothes. Nowadays, electricity-driven machines are used for this purpose. So now we have a yarn. Which process would we follow to make clothes? Knitting or weaving? To make cotton clothes, weaving process is used. That is, two sets of yarns are used to make arrangements of yarn while making cotton cloth. Hence, if you look at a cotton cloth closely, you will find yarns are interlaced at a right angle and overlapped each other to form an interesting pattern. You should definitely have a look at it, children. In Indian villages, handlooms are used for making cotton cloth. Nowadays, most of the clothes are made in handloom, which are driven by electricity. So in a nutshell, first cotton seeds are separated from the cotton fruit. This step is called ginning. Then cotton yarn is obtained by spinning the cotton fiber using hand spindle or charka or even machines. Finally, by weaving the cotton yarns, we get the cotton fabric used for making different cotton clothes. Besides cotton, there is one more plant fiber which is very famous in India, and that is jute. Jute fibers are very durable, strong, but very rough. Hence, generally people don't prefer jute clothes, but jute fiber has many usage. Many beautiful bed sheets, curtains, carpets, etc. are made of jute fibers. The jute seed is sown during monsoon. In warm weather, jute plant grows to 8 to 10 feet height in 3 to 4 months, after which they are cut. Jute is harvested mainly in West Bengal. We get jute fiber from the stem. After reaping harvest, stems are dried and tied into bunches. The bunches are sunk into stagnant pond water. During this time, the stems get rot and a gummy substance holding jute fibers together gets destroyed. This process is called retting. Then fibers are separated from stem using hands, as jute fibers are very strong. After separating, the jute fibers then are dried in sun for 2 to 3 days. And then the jute fibers are tied in bundles and sent to the jute mills. Jute fibers are long and used to make strong yarns which are rough, durable and strong. Jute yarns are then weaved into fabric to get different articles. Jute is used to make beautiful bags, mat, sack, carpet, curtain, bedsheet, rope, etc. So this is all for today, children. Bye bye.
This is an assignment that I have assigned for you today. What is the first one? That is, tick the right option. Which is the following or is a natural fiber? First one, cotton, nylon, rayon or polyester. Then second, retting is a process to obtain fiber of which? Out of for this, cotton, wool, jute or nylon. Third, synthetic fiber are obtained from plants, chemicals, animals or all of this. What is retting? Second question. Third, write any 2 uses of cotton. Fourth, write any 2 uses of jute. And fifth is, write down about climatic conditions favorable for the growth of cotton. So these are the questions based on today's lecture. All the answers are there. Just only you have to go through the lecture thoroughly so that you can complete this question answers in your notebooks. So I hope so today's lecture is very much clear by my own words, then the video attached with that also. So thank you for today.